School of Management Studies IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course Mmpc 012 titled Strategic Management for MBA Program. Presenting Block 1 titled Introduction to Strategic Management, UNIT-3 Strategy in Global Context, PART-1.
Objectives. After reading this unit, you should be able to understand the meaning of global business environment, understand the process of environmental analysis, acquaint yourself with the pestle analysis in international business, assess the different alternatives of strategy in global context. Introduction. Organizations throughout the world do not function in a void. They are surrounded by different forces which collectively create an environment for the businesses, and such business environment is highly dynamic in nature. This is due to the reason that the different forces or factors which comprise the business environment are determined by various variables which are not constant and change rapidly based on circumstances. In case of global business, this environment expands to a global level whereby local business environments of various nations adjoin. Thus, it is necessary for any business, domestic or global, to understand the environment in which it is operating. This requires an in-depth analysis of business environment. Analysis of business environment involves identifying, scanning, and monitoring of the environmental factors. Once the analysis is conducted, the next is determining the strategic alternatives based on the result of environmental analysis. This unit provides a deep learning of business environment and its factors, followed by the strategic alternatives available to an organization from the point of view of global business. Need for internationalization. An organization can go international by crossing domestic borders as it employs any of the strategies. International expansion involves establishing significant market interest and operations outside an organization's home nation. Foreign markets provide additional sale opportunities for an organization that may be constrained by the relative small size of domestic market and also reduce the organization's dependence on a single national market. Organizations expand globally to seek opportunity to earn a return on large investments such as plant, capital equipment, or research and development. Also, enhance market share and achieve scale economies, and also to enjoy advantages of locations. Other motives for international expansion includes extending the product life cycle, securing key resources, and using low-cost labor. However, to mold their organizations into truly global organization, managers must develop global mindsets. Traditional means of operating with little cultural diversity and without global competition are no longer effective. International expansion is fraught with various risks such as political risk, example, instability of host nations, and economic risk, example, fluctuations in the value of nation's currency. International expansion increases coordination and distribution cost, and managing a global enterprise entail problems of overcoming trade barriers, logistic costs, cultural diversity, etc. Global business environment. Environment of any entity, whether living or non-living, is comprised of its surroundings. It includes all the resources and forces around that particular entity. Environment provides the entity with the resource required for its survival and growth. In case of business organizations, the surrounding environment is called as business environment. It comprises of all the internal as well as external factors affecting an organization. These internal and external factors also have an impact on each other. Internal factor of the business environment includes all the forces which can be managed and controlled by the organization. Internal factors are the resources and capital available with the organization. External factors include the forces over which the organization has no control. External factors are responsible for threats and opportunities an organization may encounter, whereas internal factors are responsible for strengths and weaknesses of the organization. Environment consists of all the factors which might have an impact on the organization's capability. With the businesses going global, the business environment has expanded to the global level. Global business involves operations of business activities in more than one nation. The organization operating in two or more nations are referred to as multinational or transnational organizations. Such organizations have to manage their activities in multiple nations and hence have to deal with national environments of the different nations. Global environment covers all the forces which not only relies on the local and national territory of the organization but also includes all the factors which the organization may have to encounter within the foreign land. It includes interaction between the forces of local, national, and international environment. Internal environment. Internal environment includes the resources, assets, and liabilities of an organization. It includes the strengths and weaknesses of the organization. Technologically, know-how, machinery, patents, human resource, and distinguished product and services are considered as the strength of an organization. On the contrary, legal charges, debts, liabilities, and obsolete technology are some of the weaknesses of an organization. It focuses on achieving success by strengthening the core capabilities of the organization. Internal environment helps in structuring the process of strategy formulation, whereas external environment is the base for formulation of organizational strategies. Internal environment sets the boundaries for the formulation of a strategy in response to external environment. Success of an organization is dependent upon the resource it possesses. It is important for an organization to have necessary resources to obtain maximum benefits from an opportunity. An organization can gain competitive advantage in international markets on the basis of its unique resources and capabilities. External environment. Forces outside an organization can change the future course of action and decide the success and failure of the organization. External environment of an organization includes all those forces which cannot be controlled or influenced by a single organization. It includes the threats which an organization may have to face and opportunities which an organization may get while functioning in that environment. These are the factors which are faced by the entire industry. External environments include factors of industry environment and macro environment. Industry level factors are related to the buyers, suppliers, shareholders, and other intermediaries, whereas macro environment includes political, technological, economical, social, and cultural factors. In case of international external environment, these factors expand to a global scale where the organization is impacted by the macro environment factors of other nations. For example, an increase in the living standards of the customer in India led to an increase in demand of mobile phones, which paved way for various international mobile phone manufacturing organizations to enter the Indian markets. It is important for any organization to assess its external environment, measure its impact, adapt to the changes, and consistently monitor the situation to sustain in international markets. Environmental analysis in global context. Now, global environmental analysis involves scanning the different environments of different nations before preparing a strategy. International business has a necessity to assess the requirements of international markets in order to gain the competitive advantage. Environmental scanning includes scanning the internal as well as external environment. Internal environment can be analyzed by scanning the strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities. Once the managers have learnt about the organizational strengths and weaknesses, they should scan the external or macro environment for analyzing, developing, and implementing the strategic alternatives. For example, the manager should analyze the technological assets of the organization and then analyze the needs of the customers along with the current trends of the industry and activities adopted by the competitors. Global environmental scanning should include critical analysis of global trends and market segmentation for organizations to develop strategies for effectively penetrating the already established international markets or create a new global market for them. There are several ways for scanning the environment. Various methods for analyzing the internal and external environment are BCG consulting, SWOT analysis, value chain analysis, Porter's 5-force model, McKinsey's 7 model, and PESTEL analysis. Now comes environmental analysis process. The process of analyzing the business environment includes several steps. Factor identification. Now, the first step in the process of analyzing the environment is identifying the factors prevailing in the environment. The environmental factors differ from nation to nation. Factor selection. The step involves selecting the relevant factors and analyzing the related variables to forecast the effect of such factors on the business. Variable analysis. This is followed by profiling the factors according to the positive and negative aspects it can create for the business. Strategic positioning. The last step in the process of environmental analysis is determining a strategic position based after analyzing the environmental threats and opportunities and organizational strengths and weaknesses. Environmental analysis at the global level involves environmental scanning across various international markets, which is a continuous task as global business environment can be highly dynamic. PESTEL analysis. PESTEL analysis is an important tool used for analyzing the external environment, especially in foreign markets. PESTEL stands for political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors which exist in an international business environment. It helps in gaining insights on the external threats and opportunities faced by an organization. It helps an organization in getting insights and organizational vision. PESTEL analysis helps in planning strategic alternatives based on the desired strategic positions which an organization wants to attain. A business organization has to function in dynamic environment and therefore the need to analyze different factors arises which is important to sustain in the market. PESTEL analysis becomes more essential in case of international business as a manager needs to analyze the different factors prevailing in different nations at a given point of time. For example, the manager needs to plan strategies based on the domestic labor laws, economic conditions, and government policies before entering the market of that nation. There are 3 steps involved in conducting a PESTEL analysis. These are: the first step involves considering the factors which are relevant to the organization. Next step is concerned with identifying the information which can give a clear picture about the relevant factors. The final step involves analyzing the data and drawing conclusions from the selected information. For example, if a manager wants to analyze economic factors, then he or she needs to assess the information related to GDP and tax policies to develop an effective strategy for entering those markets. The different factors under PESTEL analysis are discussed with respect to the global business environment. Political factors. Political factors are related to the government regulations, policies, and laws with regards to the trade, commerce, economy, human resources, and environment of a nation. It includes all the laws the government of a nation passes. It also includes the trade treaties which a nation enters into with a nation across globes, such as trade treaties between ASEAN nations. Political factors also include the rules set up by the legislation which binds the working environment in a nation, such as working hours and working conditions. In case of international business, The rules and regulations made between two nations or a group of nations play an important role. For instance, FDI policies adopted by a nation will determine the future investments by international organization into that action. Few examples for international political factors can be stability of the political environment, foreign trade policies, local taxation rules, membership of international summits and groups such as ASEAN, BRICS or G20. Now, economic factors. Economic factors can affect the way an organization does its business in a market. These factors are responsible for the demand and supply of a commodity in a nation. Economic factors include rate of inflation, interest rate, foreign exchange rate, and economic growth pattern. The economic factor of a nation can predict the profitability of a business if the organization enters into that foreign nation. These factors can easily influence the way an organization can function in a foreign nation. For instance, high rate of inflation in any economy can influence the money supply into the economy and adversely affect the purchasing power of customers. This can lead to a decline in demand for consumer goods, which can result into losses for business. A few examples for international economic factors can be current and future predictions regarding GDP of the nation, foreign exchange rates in the international market and their impact on cost of production, current and forecast of inflation rates. Social factors. Social factors are related to the social behavior and cultural effects prevalent among the people of a nation. It includes local languages, religious beliefs, and cultural practices. It also includes the manner in which the population of the nation responds to the laws, rules, and regulations. The demand for the product and services of an organization can also be affected by the attitude of the customers towards them. Therefore, organizations should take into consideration the social values of a nation before launching their products into the foreign market. Social factors also include the demographic aspects of the nation. A global business needs to adapt itself to the social and cultural environment of the nation before entering the domestic market of any foreign nation. Few examples of international social factors can be purchasing habits and the lifestyle of the customers in a foreign domestic market, demographic profiles of target customers, religious and cultural beliefs of the customers, attitude towards work policies. Technological factors. In the present complex and competitive world, technology is the most important asset of any organization for achieving competitive advantage in the market or industry. The new and advanced technologies enable an organization to develop better products and services for the target markets. It may allow an organization to innovate new products, process or services which can be ultimately lead to creation of new markets for the organization. Technological factors include patents, research and development, technological advancements and automation technology owned by an organization. For instance, the emergence of artificial intelligence in the form of smart devices into everyday life is a form of technological advancement which can give an organization edge over its competitors. A few examples of technological factors can be intellectual property rights in the foreign nations, availability of resources for development of technology, level of technology absorption in the foreign nation, the current status of technology in the foreign market. Legal factors. Legal factors are related to the rules, regulations, and laws of the nation. These factors can impact the micro and macro environment of an organization. For instance, the labor laws of a nation can influence the human resource policies of an organization in foreign nation. Moreover, an organization needs to obtain various permissions from the regulatory bodies and adhere to the legal requirements. Legal factors include environmental laws, industry regulations, consumer protection laws, and other statutory requirements. Few examples of legal factors can be laws related to consumer protection, laws related to nation's environment, laws related to human resources. Now comes environmental factors. Environmental factors include all the factors related to physical environment of the nation and the rules related to the protection of the environment. Environmental factors include climate, weather conditions, environmental laws, geographical locations, and global environmental conventions. For instance, organizations based in tourism sector or agricultural produce are highly influenced by environmental factors. Few examples of them are environmental protection laws, climate conditions of a nation, rules related to disposal of waste and energy consumption, policies formulated under international environment conventions. The analysis of global business environment is not confined to pestle analysis. The organizations apply their internal assessment mechanisms as well to have the feel of the foreign environment before entering a specific market.
We were listening to the audiobook by the School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program. Course code Mmpc 012, titled Strategic Management. Course coordinator Professor Neeti Agrawal. Voiceover by Chitra Gaur. Edited by Ashok Sharma. Program assisted by Tarannum Jaha. Program produced by Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.